Good morning and welcome to another edition of Wake Up with YPN. I'm Whitney Stormer, the Iowa City Association YPN Chair for the 2021 year. And today we have Craig Chmelicek, a local ASHY certified home inspector, joining us. Hey Craig, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good.
Good.
Thank you so much for jumping on with us. Would you just do a quick introduction of yourself for me?
Sure. My name is Craig Chmelicek. I'm in the Cedar Rapids area. I've been a certified ASHY inspector for about 15 years now, and I cover the corridor area. So
Perfect. Thank you. And we just want to invite everyone, if you had any questions or comments, you can certainly type those in on the chat box. I guess, I don't know if it's over here, but wherever it is on your screen, feel free to type those in and we can check those along the way. Let's just dive right in. So the first question we kind of have for you is, can you explain to us what ASHY means or ASHY certified means, and why someone would want to kind of take a look at that when choosing a home inspector, and what the benefit of having a home inspector with that certification?
Sure, absolutely. So I'll just tell everybody what ASHY is. ASHY stands for American Society of Home Inspectors, and it was organized about in 1976 by a couple of home inspectors that wanted to tell the public what home inspection was about, kind of inform them of that, and then also just to make sure that everybody that was being a home inspector had the proper training and whatnot. So it's been around for about 45 years. There's about 6,500 members in ASHY. And with ASHY, we're required to take continued education classes, so like 20 hours of CEUs per year to maintain our status. We also have to take a background check, like most realtors do, as well as CEUs. So that's an important aspect of it. And then it's kind of broken down into like three categories as far as memberships go. For like somebody just starting out is just going to be just an ASHY associate. So they're just starting in the business and they're just getting their feet wet. So that's kind of the area they would start. And then once they take the ethics and standards of practice modules and things, then they can move up to an inspector, an ASHY inspector. So with an ASHY inspector, they have to at least have 75 inspections under their belt, so to speak, and those inspections have to be approved by ASHY. They actually look at your inspections to make sure you're following the standards of practice. And then the final tier, the highest tier, is a certified inspector. So they call it ACI, for instance. So you might see a gold symbol, a logo on someone's publications or marketing, and that's what that signifies. So it's being a certified inspector. It's the highest level that you can get to. You have to have over 250 inspections, and then you have to pass the national exam as well. So there's it's just not it's just like a realtor. I mean, you have to take your national exam to get your license. The state of Iowa doesn't have licensing, but there's certification. So when somebody chooses a certified home inspector, they're getting the highest standards of the membership. Somebody that's knowledgeable, somebody has a lot of experience, because it takes a while to get to that status. So,
wow, that's all news.
Yeah.
News to me. You know, all those different things, but I didn't realize essentially there would be 3 levels, correct?
3 levels, correct. Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah, definitely would be helpful for other realtors watching, and so we can share that with our clients. And buying a home and home inspection is certainly a big piece of it, as realtors
absolutely.
See a lot, but we can't see underneath, everything, or we don't have the tools for testing the electrical and things like that, or the education. We leave that to you guys, the experts. So wonderful. That is actually great to know, and I'm wonderful. So what are some just red flags that home inspectors should look for? So we know we always want to hire an inspector, but when we're kind of looking, we can't have you inspect every property that we anything top of mind that you can think of that we would want to kind of look out for, or have our clients look out for alongside us?
Sure. I kind of just jotted down some things, and and some tips, so to speak, for like maybe a new homeowner that's trying to purchase a home. Maybe just like if you're looking at the house and you're walking around the outside, I mean, you just kind of take a look at the foundation. You can visually see if there's any type of cracking on the concrete or the concrete block foundation, whatever type of material is being used. But a common hairline cracks are pretty typical and common. But if things are a little wider than normal, or if there's offsetting cracks, that might be a concern, or maybe structural issue possibly. So that's one thing to look at. And then another thing that I made note was you're walking into a house and you're just kind of overwhelmed with the air fresheners or the plug-in type things,
Yeah.
So, is it something that they're hiding, or if they're they're trying to cover up a smell or pet urine or something possibly. So that kind of throws a red flag in mind. Do I need to be looking for moisture? Are they trying to hide musty smell possibly? So that's not always the case, but it's something to keep in the back of your mind. So
I think that's a great tip for sellers too. When we have listings, don't go overboard on the smell good.
Yeah, because I've seen them in every room before. And they're overwhelming.
So. Cause a red flag, and maybe that's not their intention. So I can see that for the buyers and the sellers.
Right. Sure. Just checking, like, for instance, if there's not access into a certain area of the house when maybe you're walking through it, and it's in a house that you're really interested in, just making sure that that's accessible for like the inspectors, that they can get into that room, or if it's in the basement where the foundation's maybe covered with boxes and things like that, that you could ask the homeowner maybe to pull that away from the wall. So that we can access it and take a look at it. So
yeah, there's nothing worse than getting to the final review and you can't get to something. And
yes, yeah,
it's not appropriate.
Because it does happen sometimes, and then you might have to make a trip back, which if that's the case. So maybe just walking through the house, you'd see maybe a water stain on the ceiling or marking on the ceiling. Could indicate maybe a roof issue, or maybe there's plumbing above. If you're in the basement, it might be from the bathroom above. So just things to be aware of.
Yeah, always look up.
Always look up. Yeah.
You kind of get so excited, you don't look up, and kind of take a peek outside, up, and inside, look up, right?
Yeah, exactly. So one thing you may be able to do is maybe just talk to the neighbors. Neighbors know a lot about neighbors, so they might have some information about the house that they could share with you, and not necessarily bad, but like, these are good homeowners. They keep up on their house, things of that, so, but that's something that maybe if it's possible, talking to neighbors could maybe give you some information as well.
Yeah.
So.
Wonderful.
And just checking the condition of the mechanicals. You can physically look at a furnace and an air conditioner, if it's, you can tell if it's old or not just by looking at it most of the time. So, but just maybe pulling out the air filter and just taking a quick look at it. Are the homeowners maintaining their home? Doing the small things. So that'd be a good one too. So.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a couple.
You're giving us all. What about? It's chilly out. We're going into those colder months. Hopefully, everyone has their hoses detached by now. I guess it got a little bit warm and then it got cold again. So, any tips for some type of winterize? Besides the hose, anything else you can think of?
Yeah, making sure the hose, even if the hoses are in the garage, do you really want to remove them?
Okay.
Unless you got a heated garage, and that would be a different story. But yeah, and then the typical cleaning of your gutters. You want to make sure the gutters are clean, because you don't want you want proper drainage away from the house, and you don't want gutters overspilling and then freezing and maybe causing ice damming on a roof. So just having the HVAC serviced, going into fall, it'd be a good idea just to have it serviced, because you don't want to wait until it's the 20-degree weather, and then something happened, and then you're struggling to get somebody out there maybe quick enough. So, and that could lead to other problems if they can't get out there quick enough. I mean, you don't want like pipes, going bad or something. So
yeah, especially on our vacant properties, those are the worst.
yeah, those exactly. So, and just the typical weather stripping around windows and caulking. Just making sure everything's sealed up. I mean, make sure your garage door is sealed and the bottom of the door is sealed, because this time of year, mice love to come in and hang out in the garage.
That's true. Yeah.
So you want to make sure that
got chewed up and
get chewed up. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And then for like new concrete, I mean, somebody's has new concrete, you really don't want to put road salt on that. Because that could cause some deterioration, at least until it cures, because the concrete's still curing in that time. And then if a homeowner would happen to put road salt on their walkways or concrete, the brine from that salt water could get on the porous part of the concrete, and then you have some spalling and pitting and stuff like that. So you should try to avoid at least
concrete
for the first year at least.
Okay.
Maybe just use sand, just so you have some type of traction. So
get you something there. Perfect.
Yeah.
Ask a recommendation. If you don't use that, is there something else? So
yeah, and I think there might be some products out there. I don't exactly have them off the top of my head, but there might be some things that other than sand that you could use. But
okay. Wonderful. Well, before we wrap up, we have one question from Paul Park, and he is curious. And I know every inspector is a little bit different, so you can speak for yourself or speak in general, but he's curious. He said, what are some of the areas of the home inspectors don't inspect?
I would say we try to inspect as much as everything as possible. The only thing that may not be included with that is, like this time of year in the wintertime, we're not going to be able to test an air conditioner. It's just too cold, and they could risk a damage in the unit. Another stipulation might be if the house has a crawl space and the access is smaller and it's not very accessible. That would be another instance. A steep roof, maybe a roof that's really steep, that's unsafe. As an inspector, and I don't want to speak for all inspectors, but if it's something that's I don't feel safe walking, like a steep roof line, I'm not going to do it. I'll be sure to let the buyer know, or who's purchasing the house, that the roof was not checked out. You maybe want to get a professional roofer to take a look at that. But and if something's not inspected, for sure it'll be noted in the report that this was not checked. It's not part of our standards of practice by chance. So
yeah, and there's two things I always come across, and I know every inspector is a little bit different. The ice maker in the refrigerator. Yeah. Some inspect that, so that's always good to make sure that's working, at least with our final walkthrough, because I've had to pay for a couple of those.
Yeah.
And sometimes washer and dryer, but I think it's sometimes those are with the sale, sometimes they're not. But
right.
I can think of, Paul, just out of personal experience. And would you say, Craig? I mean, every inspector is a little bit different.
It just depends on what type of organization they're from. If it's an ASHY inspector, we have certain standards we have to follow. If it's a NAHI inspector, they might have certain standards. So not all are equal.
Yes.
As far as different organizations. So.
All right. Anything else you want to add to? We didn't go over. Anything else?
No, but I just whether you choose an ASHY inspector, it's a good idea to get a home inspection done just to protect you. You're making a huge investment, and there might be something that's out of sight, out of mind that a buyer might not be able or might not know about. So
yeah, no, I agree 150%. I do have one little thing, and I won't take too much more of your time.
Yeah.
That we didn't talk about, but new inspection, or excuse me, new construction inspection. So I know. Sure. My recommendation is always to have an inspection, but I do find that buyers, it's kind of a 50-50 thing on the new inspection, on the inspection on the new construction versus the existing home. I know that's kind of thrown out there. Do you inspect a lot of new construction homes?
I do. I mean, I wouldn't say a large percentage, but there's quite a few homeowners that even though it's new, it's not always perfect. I
Do you
mean,
typically find things, would you say?
yep, I do find things in new construction, so
Yeah.
it's still a good idea to get that, consider getting that done. So yes.
Perfect. Just came top of mind. I'm like, oh, let's talk about it real quick. So,
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you so much for jumping on, and thank you for the ASHY inspectors as an affiliate of the Iowa City Association of Realtors. We appreciate that. And that's all I got for now. So I hope you have a wonderful day, and thanks again.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks, Whitney. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.